You know what I was just thinking? This podcast, I think, might be the only podcast run by a teddy bear. Because let's be honest here. While Sam is absent, I'm kind of the star of this show, am I not? I think we can all agree. I think even Sam might agree that I'm why people listen. Welcome to the Console Podcast. I'm your host, Stu. Hey, when do you guys listen to this? By the way, I was gonna say good evening, but good morning, good afternoon. When do people listen to podcasts, or at least this one? Like, do you do it? Are you driving to work? Do you wait till after work on the way home because it's like a treat to listen to a podcast? Do you listen on your lunch break? Do you wait till the weekend to binge a bunch of episodes? I'm just curious. We have on the Spotify app, it has the analytics of like the audience. We have 13% of the listeners are from Germany, of all places. 12% Canada, 3% Australia, 2% United Kingdom, 2% Netherlands, and then less than 1% is Ireland, Spain, Portugal, India, Israel, Norway, Croatia. All right, okay. I think this is just all the other countries that are left, so it might not necessarily be people listening, but 65% is United States of America. God bless America. All right, I'm going to quit dicking around. We're going to do some Am I the Asshole, because I love doing that. And I was kind of perusing earlier this week, and I found some that I think are going to be interesting. Hopefully, as you can see, if you're watching, you'll notice that Sam is not here today. This actually works out great because Sam has a pretty big project that he's been working on the last month, and he's trying to shoot a YouTube video on his main channel, his little special individual channel that I'm not allowed to be a part of. He's going to try to get that out by next Friday. We'll see how that goes. He loves to procrastinate on everything. So he's actually working on that right now. And then we decided that I'm going to take over on the episode after the increments of 10. I don't know if we've talked about that or not, but that's what we're going to start doing, because we decided that if we go really far down the line, if we get to, we are going to get to episode 50, which is, I would consider that to be a milestone. And then 100, 150, 200. If we get there, we both want to be present for that. So I'm going to do the episode after those. So after the 50th episode, I'll be running the show on the 51st, and so on. So here I am on the 41st. We didn't know last week was the 40th. We thought it could have been. Apparently it was. So here I am. So buckle up if you're driving. Get cozy if you're in bed. If you're at someone's funeral right now, step outside for a moment. We'll do some Am I the Asshole real quick, and then you can go back to doing the eulogy, saying goodbye to your loved one. This is more important. You want to be listening to these instead of, because the person is already dead. So there's no point in, you know what I mean? Like, you should be listening to me right now. So let's just make this about me, because it is about me. You're tuning into my show, so they can wait. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. We love you so. Your human buddy Sam and his teddy friend, this is hello.
song's almost over, it's about to end. Let's start the show. The Cahn Solo Podcast.
You know, it pains me that Sam didn't allow me to sing that theme song because, wow. Anyway, I think we got some good ones. We're sorting by top rated for the week, and these are some top rated ones, so they should be pretty good. So we're gonna start off with, am I the asshole for not going to my sister-in-law's wedding due to her dress code? I, 25 female, am having a conflict with my husband's sister, 36 female. She is getting married in 2 weeks and her dress code is incredibly complicated to adhere to for me. It is black tie, long sleeves, and floor-length gowns. The conflict happened because I am currently 34 weeks pregnant and overheat very quickly, and the wedding is entirely outside in the middle of the day in the southern USA where it is incredibly hot. I cannot be in a long sleeve floor length gown in the heat for 8 hours. I have sent her a few dresses to try to compromise, which I will link in the comments for further information, but she is completely adamant about exactly what she wants. I told her yesterday that I cannot attend her wedding if she is not going to budge even slightly on the dress code. I told her she has the right to have her wedding exactly how she wants it, for it to be her perfect day, but I have the right to look out for my own health. She freaked out at me and told me I was being incredibly selfish and that, quote, for once it isn't about me and my fucking baby, which she only said because she's jealous I'm having the first grandchild and she felt like she should have a baby before me and my husband. Since then, my husband's side of the family has told me I'm being selfish and to just compromise one day to keep the peace. I don't think I should need to compromise my health for her wedding. Am I the asshole and being unreasonable? And then she put some examples of the dresses here, but I don't have any thumbs, so I can't look at these. All right, so as far as the asshole goes, your sister-in-law and your husband's side of the family, just all of them calling you selfish, they're all the assholes. You are not at all. You are 34 weeks pregnant and you're going to be in the hot heat for 8+ hours? That's not good. It is so fucking hot right now. Constantly breaking records. This to be black tie, long sleeves, floor length gowns, I'm very curious as to how many people are going to stick with this dress code, because I'm telling you right now, there's going to be people that show up and they're going to shed these outfits. They're going to take off their not their gowns, but they're going to roll sleeves up. They're going to loosen their ties. It's going to be hot, including the bride. There's no way that you're going to be comfortable outside for 8 hours wearing all of this shit. And the bride is she's going to find this out probably the hard way. There's going to be some fainting. I'm calling it now. I want to save this and see an update, because this was posted, 3 days ago. So I'm very curious about how this goes down in a couple of weeks. It's not going to be good. Also, why is she dragging your baby into this? For once, it isn't about me and my fucking baby. God damn! Isn't this going to be her, what would this be? Like her niece or nephew or whatever? Like, this is going to be, I think they're going to be related. Why are you mad at my baby? I'm pregnant. My health matters. Having a pregnant woman being outside in the sweltering heat, wearing something that she's not going to be comfortable in, as a human being, you would think that the sister-in-law would be like, all right, yeah, we can, let's work with something. And then weddings are so fucking forgettable. Unless it's your own. And even when it is your own, you don't remember what the guests were wearing or what happened, unless there was like crazy shit. Perfect example. Sam's brother Matt got married in Southern California in July. And that summer, it was incredibly hot. And all Sam remembers from the entire ceremony is just the heat. He just remembers everyone was uncomfortable. They were all hot. He doesn't remember the after party. It was just another wedding. They're all the same. They're all the same. You do, I love you, smoochy smooch. You go dance and you get drunk and whatever. They're all the same. They're so forgettable. So this sister-in-law being like, I want it, and I know that it's her day. She wants it to be perfect. She wants it to be a certain way. But when it comes to a guest, especially your family member, being comfortable, you can make little adjustments. And this woman sending dresses to try to compromise, that's the opposite of being selfish. If she was selfish, she would have just showed up wearing, a tank top, whatever, loose fitting clothing. And it sounds like she's not, she's sending dresses. There's so many stories on the news right now of people dying in the heat. I think there was a kid who died after he was at recess or something, and he was at PE and he had to do laps because he forgot his PE uniform. And he was a kid. He was like 10, 12 years old. And this is happening because it is so hot. And I don't think a lot of these kids need to be outside. That's a whole other situation. But this wedding, it's outside, 8 hours. And she needs to be wearing a long floor-length gown. That's irresponsible. I don't know who else is going to be at this wedding, but I have to assume there's going to be some elderly people. And you do not want elderly people in long gowns and black tie. You don't want them in the heat for that long of a time. And one more thing, the husband's side saying she's being selfish and to just compromise. What is the compromise? Because the compromise is her sending the dresses that she thinks that the bride might think is okay. That's the compromise. There's no compromise if the bride is just getting her way. I don't think that's the definition of a compromise. I think this is just, hey, do what she says, deal with it. I wouldn't go to the wedding. I would not go. I hope that she does not go, because if something happens, first of all, it would be terrible for you. But this sister-in-law, she'll have to live with this the rest of her life. I mean, it sounds like she doesn't care at all. So if something, knock on wood, did happen to you or the baby because of the heat, it sounds like she would be the type of person to be like, well, you shouldn't have come to the wedding, I guess. She sounds awful. She sounds like an awful person. I wouldn't go just because of this whole situation, and you'll feel better anyway. The family sounds like they suck. Sister-in-law sucks. I am so curious as to how this is going to go down. I think I'm going to save this one. I'm going to have Sam save it, and I want to come back to this in 2 weeks after the wedding, because shit is going to go down at this fucking wedding. All right, not the asshole. We're stamping not the asshole. We're going to move on to the next one. Am I the asshole? I have stage 4 cancer and said no shit to what I thought was in-laws weird/insensitive comment. I have stage 4 cancer with young kids and wife. Probably going to die within 1 to 2 years, so my fuse is shortened with certain people. It fucking should, buddy. In-law says to me, quote, "It must be so hard for your family and what your family is going through. I want you to know this is not your fault." Holy shit. Ooh. They have said something similar to me before, and I just said, I know, and moved on. Oh, I would be livid. If you have 1 to 2 years, I might commit murder. I think I might try that out with this one. Anyway, this time I couldn't take it and said, "No shit, it's pretty obvious I didn't deserve cancer, and I know it's not my fault for getting it." She became upset and told a few people I was rude to her. Should I apologize? Am I misunderstanding what point she was trying to make? The only way I can think of taking it is that there could be a thought in people's minds that it is my fault for getting cancer and making things so hard for my young family. I'm young, lived a healthy life, not that I would deserve cancer even if I didn't, so I don't get it. Am I being overly sensitive? Was she just looking for a Goodwill Hunting moment? I honestly don't get her point. Yeah, buddy, you are not the asshole at all. And that's what she was trying to do. I think she was looking for something to make her feel good. And here's what I think she was actually trying to do. I think she was trying to make you not feel any guilt in case you did feel it was your fault for some insane reason. Because I don't know. Obviously, I don't have cancer. I don't have stage 4 cancer. So I don't know what goes through people's minds. And at one point, there might have been an irrational thought where you did think this, like, I fucked up. Like I'm leaving my family. Like, again, I don't know what goes through people's minds, but there might be these irrational thoughts that are it's like the grieving process where you're like, you're bargaining and you're doing all these things that you normally wouldn't think. So maybe she was trying to make you feel better in case you thought it was, quote, your fault, which is silly, of course, but I'm trying to make an excuse for her because that's the only thing I can think of. I don't think that she's just an evil, terrible person. It sounds like it just was a stupid brain fart, but I don't think she can get upset over that. I don't think that you need to apologize. I think maybe if you both just talked about it, you would kind of mutually apologize, like, "Hey, I didn't mean to say that it's not your fault. I know it is not." And then if you feel that you want to apologize for saying what you said, that would be up to you. But I personally, I don't think that I would apologize. I would stand my ground on this one. You have stage 4 cancer. I can't even to know that you're gonna be gone within a couple of years. Your fuse should be short with certain people. I 100. You have every right to be short with everybody. The fact that you came on here and you typed out these 2 paragraphs, it means that you do feel bad about what you said. So it sounds like you're a good person. And regardless of that fact, you don't deserve cancer. And it's shit luck. I don't know what to say. Like, people just get cancer and it absolutely sucks. I will say that if you've got 1 to 2 years left and you aren't interacting with this person often, I would keep it like that. Because if you have 1 to 2 years left and you have a family, that should be the only focus that you have. And I'm sure that is your only focus. Dealing with this, like, I'm going to call it drama, dealing with this, not another breath. Don't deal with it. This is not something that your body, your mind needs. And you should be doing whatever you want. If it's relaxing, if it's cramming a bunch of vacations in, I can't even imagine knowing that my time was so limited like that. But I'll tell you what I wouldn't be doing is listening to shit like that from anybody. So you're not rude at all. When you asked if you were misunderstanding her point, it just sounds like she said a stupid thing and it wasn't meant to be a certain way. I really do think she was trying to help. It was just a really bad way. And this is not for you to be thinking about. let her make the call, let her apologize. Otherwise, focus on the family, the immediate family. Hang out with the kids, with your wife. Don't let this type of stuff be the last things that you're doing on Earth. And one more thing, people don't know how to talk to people who are dying, and that's normal. If somebody, if one of my siblings said, "Hey, I just been diagnosed with a terminal illness. I have 2 to 5 years left," I might say stupid shit. Like it's because you don't know how to respond to that. And I don't know if your mother-in-law, if she's never had to deal with someone close to her dying like this, or what's going on, but it sounds like she just didn't know what to say. So, yeah, again, don't spend any more time on this. Move on. I hope that the rest of your life is enjoyable with your family and not the asshole. All right. Holy shit. All right, we got 2 more. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I don't care about her dreams? My wife wants to be an influencer on TikTok and YouTube. Uh-oh. She has been creating mommy content and content about her day-to-day life. God damn it. I don't know if I want to read this one. When she told me this is something she wanted to do, I didn't have a problem with it. I only said that I don't want our children, 4 male, 2 female, in any of her content. Good. Holy shit, dude. Good. Thank you. I didn't monitor her channel because it didn't really seem necessary. I recently watched her channel because I thought it'd be cute to see what she does in her day-to-day life. I found our children's faces in almost all of her content. Oh my god. I told her straight up she needs to remove all of her content. She said that she knew I wouldn't agree, but she doesn't think this is a big deal. I don't like children content. I feel like a lot of the time when you see that children make profit, they become less of your kids and more of a product, and your interactions become more performative. And I can see the same thing has happened in her, because she posted a video of her getting our 2-year-old out of a tantrum and how she deals with it. But how is your first instinct to record and hold a camera whilst our baby is crying? God damn, I love this guy. I love this guy. I want to marry this guy. I'll marry him. Bro, I will marry you. I can't tell you how much I love this guy. She started crying, saying that she built this up and this is her dream and deleting her content will ruin it, and I simply don't give a fuck. If you don't delete it, I will consider a divorce. I know a lot of people have children on their social media, and I don't mind an Instagram or Facebook post, but to make videos seems too intimate to share. She told her friends and even hinted on her social media accounts that she has an over-controlling and narcissistic husband that doesn't want her on social media, and am currently being ridiculed by her friends. Am I being over-controlling or narcissistic? No! I would consider the divorce. Your wife, look, no more kids. No more kids. No more kids on social media. Your 4-year-old boy and your 2-year-old daughter don't need to be on social media. They don't need to be on there. Like you said, an Instagram or Facebook post, that's okay. Hey, we took a family picture today. Okay, that's fine. But you don't need to be showing how you deal with tantrums with your kid. You don't need to be filming them. Stop doing it. It is bad for them. It is bad for you. It is good for the weirdos out there who's watching this. And Sam and I have said this before. if you have 1 million followers and even 1% of them are creeps, that is 10,000 people. 10,000. That's too many people. Anytime that you go on to TikTok, you can see there's a little save button on the video. You can see how many people saved the video. And some of those numbers on these like family pages is concerning. Who's saving these videos? Are they all fellow mommy bloggers? Nope, they're not. They're creepy people. I don't understand why we need to be doing this still. There was just this week, there was a mom YouTuber that was accused of like, I think she starved one of her kids or something. I don't know. I didn't really look into this whole thing because it makes me sick. People don't understand how this is going to affect their children later on in life. When you are constantly filming your child for content, these are not home videos. And I know a lot of these people probably convince themselves that it is. Like, oh yeah, we're just letting people in on our lives. The fuck you are. These people, they want the tears. They want to like comfort their kid on camera. They want, I don't want to say they want a pet to die, but when a pet dies, they can't wait to grab the fucking phone and be like, whoa, guys, just want to let you know that Sparky died today. How the kids are doing okay. Shut the fuck up. Grieve in private. Do all of these things in private. Stop sharing your lives like this. Your wife is the asshole. There's enough. There's enough mommy content. We're all done. We're capped. No more. We don't need any more. We're all done. It's all full. Take Haley and Tyler and just raise them. Just be normal. Make your content, do something else. You can be an influencer. You can make TikToks. You can make YouTube videos. Anyone can. But guess what? Your kids are minors and they don't have a say in this. So don't put them on the internet. It's so easy. Not the asshole. Sir, you deserve a medal for this. This is beautiful. For you to be doing this and not be like, oh yeah, I want to support her and become daddy influencer too. These families, when the whole family gets involved, it weirds me out. So for you to be, I'm going to call you normal, for you to be normal and see how abnormal this is refreshing. It's really nice. I love this, sir. Yeah. And I think that the D word, the divorce, that's a very firm stance right there. Because if she's not deleting this content, it shows that she doesn't respect you. She doesn't respect the kids. She doesn't respect the family unit. And I don't understand why that's so difficult for her to see. For you to explain this like, hey, when our kid is having a tantrum and your instinct is to capture it on camera to show other people, that's a problem. Big problem. All right, I don't want to talk about this one anymore because it's making me angry. All right, here we go. Last one. It's a short one. Am I the asshole for leaving the table after what my father-in-law said? My 26 female husband, 29 male, and I were invited to my in-laws for dinner yesterday. Everything was going great until my mother-in-law brought up my husband's player phase in high school. My mother-in-law was just jokingly being like, honestly, him in high school, I'd never thought he'd actually settle down with somebody. And my father-in-law was like, yeah, even less with someone like you. I asked him what he meant by that. Both my mother-in-law and husband were then like, please no, in a, oh, he's gonna fuck up way. My father-in-law said, "Well, you weren't exactly his type in high school, you know?" My husband tried to make him stop after that, but my father-in-law added, "Not saying you weren't pretty enough or anything like that. You just wouldn't have caught his eyes." I got up from the table and went to the bathroom. I was not even in there for 5 minutes that my husband knocked and told me we were leaving. Once we were home, my husband received a text from his mom saying that my reaction was childish and disrespectful and that we wouldn't be invited again until I apologized. My husband replied that I'd only apologize if my father-in-law apologized first. He didn't get an answer, but his sister texted me that I needed to apologize as soon as possible because I was putting my husband's relationship with his parents at risk over a misunderstanding. All right, you're not the asshole. You're the only one who is not the asshole here. Your mother-in-law is, your father-in-law is. I'm going to say your husband's sister is, because she's essentially siding with her parents, which she shouldn't be. And then your husband sounds like he's trying, but he needs to try a little harder. I understand these are his parents and you are his spouse, obviously, but for him to say that you will apologize if his dad apologizes first, that's making it sound like you did something wrong, which you did not. Why would you sit at the table taking that? He insulted you. That was a clear insult. You weren't his type in high school. You know, I'm not saying you weren't pretty enough. You just wouldn't have caught his eyes. Like what does that mean? That means that I wasn't pretty enough or I wasn't good enough. And the player phase, it's implying that she should be grateful that her husband settled down with her. Like, oh yeah, he was a player. Like there was so many girls and you should be lucky. Like honestly, he wouldn't have even looked at you. And that's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying. And for the father-in-law to say you weren't his type, that may be true. It sounds like if he was a player back then and he's grown out of it, he's changed, that may be true. But why would you say that? Why would you say that to her? Why would you bring that up? Why would you say, yeah, it almost sounds like he's surprised that they ended up together. And that's fucking gross. So, yeah, and then this is not even your problem. You got up and went to the bathroom. Your husband was the one that said you were leaving. This is between the husband, your husband, and his parents. They need to talk about this shit, and don't ever go over there again until you are apologized to. Because what they did, that was childish and disrespectful. His mom saying you were childish and disrespectful? No, that's them. And what the mother-in-law said when she said, honestly, I never thought he'd settle down with somebody. That's fine. That's a mom thing to say. You can say that. I never thought he'd settle down. But the father-in-law, he's the one that fucked this up. And so mother-in-law, I don't think that she needs to be sticking up for her husband. I'm kind of surprised that she didn't say something to him at the table. When you said both my mother-in-law and husband kind of gave a look like, oh God, no, don't keep going. That's your mother-in-law should have tried harder and said, hey, honey, we're done with this. We don't need to keep going. He should have apologized right there. Like after he said, yeah, someone like you, she should have stopped him and he should have been like, you know what? I apologize. What I meant to say was I never thought that he would settle down like my wife just said. And I'm really glad that he met you and you both are very happy together and you're a wonderful addition to our family. That's what you should have said, because why wouldn't you? Why are you fucking up? Why do these people fuck up their evenings by saying such stupid shit to each other? This is so mean. And then they don't understand that it's mean. Like we've had quite a few of these am I the assholes where the in-laws just fuck up and it's like, why are you treating this person like this? This is your family now. Do you talk to your own kids like this? Maybe, but God damn. Yeah, you're not the asshole. And I don't know why. I don't like this sister texting. I don't like her getting involved. Because what this means is obviously the mother in law texted her own daughter and was like, oh, Susan and Michael were over. And God, Susan just had a fit and went into the bathroom. So I can't remember what name I used. Michael? Michael and her took off. She's being so childish. So then the sister's like, oh, I gotta fix this now. Fuck you. If I'm the sister and that was my mom and dad, and I would need to know the whole story. And if I found out that my dad said this to my sister-in-law, I would have immediately sided with my sister-in-law. There's no way that I could hear something like that and just be like, oh yeah, that's just dad being dad. Tell her to apologize. Fuck you. Yeah, avoid that family until you get a sincere apology. And you are 100% not the asshole at all. And also, you getting up and going to the bathroom and you saying you weren't there 5 minutes? What if you were just in the bathroom? Your husband's the one that knocked and said, we're going. That's not your problem. For all they know, you were going to come back, which it sounds like you were probably going to. I hope that you weren't in there crying or something, which I don't know how you were feeling. You were probably like, what the fuck just happened? But regardless, your husband is the one that said we're going, and we're going. I'm sure that you weren't upset that you were leaving, but I hope that you both don't go over there until you get a proper apology, and don't you dare apologize at all. You didn't do anything, so not the asshole. All right, so there you have it. If you were listening while you were sleeping, I hope that you pressed pause or something before you dozed off. Or if you're driving home, I hope that you are home. Or if you're still in traffic, I don't know what else to do, but maybe listen to this episode again or something, or go back 10 episodes and listen to my other one, which I think was episode 30, maybe. Yeah, go back and listen to all the episodes with me. All right, that'll do it for me. Thank you as always to the patrons for the support. Thank you to just everybody, patrons, non-patrons. Thank you for listening on we've been having people listening on Spotify quite a bit lately, which is very nice. So thank you for listening there, watching on YouTube. I know that this isn't always the most stimulating thing to watch, especially when it's me by myself. But however you're watching, listening, it's always appreciated. We do TikTok. We never bring up that, but yeah, we post little shorts on TikTok, on Instagram if you're following there. Wherever you're watching, thank you. We love you. All right. Whether you like it or not, Sam will be back next week, and then I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it. That's for sure. Me, is there anything you'd like to add? Ha ha ha! You're so funny and smart and handsome and clever. Anyway, if you are thinking about becoming a family blogger, content creator channel, don't fucking do it. Do anything else but that. Throw glass bottles down the stairs full of little colorful liquids and stuff. Those are fun TikToks to watch. Do that instead. Don't post your kids, and don't become a mommy or a daddy content creator, because they're all weird. If you go to the store this weekend and you use a shopping cart, after you're done using that cart, make sure that you put it back in the cart return so that it makes the cart boy's job easier. And it's just the right thing to do. All right. Love you, and we'll see you next week.